So there's two states of being. You can say yin and yang, or yin, you can call it the internal uh, investigated soul, and the gullible, which is young experience, which we're trying to reach for experiences or to solutions through our pair of sights. Right? We're trying to reach to answers through our five senses. Though, if we lose the need for the five senses and the way to perceive reality through the five senses, we gain a better kind of investigation of the two forms of consciousness, the yin and the yang, the internal and the external. The gullible in Hebrew, it's like the root gol, it's exile. So if you look at the word exile, it's very similar to exhale, right? And when we exhale completely on the body is not utilizing carbon dioxide as when we inhale. And if we see what happens when we completely exhale the body, or become into exile, or go into the gullible state, like the starving Buddha, because starving Buddha represents the 40 days of fasting for the Buddha. After 40 days, his narrative completely changes about how he acts with the human, how he acts with matter, with carbon-based being. And the reason for that, for the starving Buddha, is that we can work with different elements than carbon dioxide when we understand that wisdom comes with exile. Like, wisdom comes when we exhale. You can also say that in Hebrew it's yanshuf, yinshof. It's the word for owl, O-W-L. That's the word for exile, for exhale. So according to Buddhism, that's the breath of wisdom, to exhale. That's the reason that the starving Buddha is a sign for wisdom, and is found all over, like the east part of Burma, and also parts of India. And we're gonna understand that through our snake, from Genesis, from our intestinal tract, or we can say intestine, those that are in test all the time, we can reach to a decalcification of the pineal gland. Like, there is a connection between the way that we formulate blood from our intestine and the way that we interact with the world using our third eye. We don't know what is residing in the third eye. We don't know what is the eye of Horus. We don't know, actually, because we are in a conscious state and we are activating our body from our five senses. So this video will be mainly about decalcification of the body, using both states, one gullible state of mind, one like joining the gullible martyr or morty, and one to join the investigation of the gates of the body, which is what Rick is doing. Rick is like emptiness, EMPTINS, Master of Physical Therapy, energy. Like, this comes from emptiness. Like, you can see also most of the Tibetan books and the Tao books, they're talking about empty vessel, and through the empty vessel you can like reach like a ascended state of consciousness, and this ascended state will allow different things to manifest in the realm of I don't know, nature, and the integration between nature and humans. Like, if we understand how our body can be clean, so it will be better, so then there's no fear from nature, right? Nature is representing God in the Hebrew mythology and the gematry. So if we know how to deal with nature, then we can know how to deal with God and everything that comes with it. So this video is going to be about that. So hello, how are you, brothers and sisters? This video is about spiritual poisoning and how to clarify and decalcify your pineal gland. I'm going to use some book. It's in Hebrew. This one is talking about a lot about gematry and stuff. Like, I just give you one example. So despair is the same mathematics in the Hebrew letters as a Holocaust, Shoah. So it's 317. What we can do with this is we can understand that the spiritual poisoning, it comes also from our tubes, right? Because it's a holocaust. So when we are exposing ourselves to a wicked man or woman that is putting music, right? The frequencies of music can also change our frequencies, and then we can change the frequencies of the family, frequencies of the tribe, and frequencies of the government and the mind of humans. So it's very easy to subconsciously program humans, and one way is to do it is using geometry and the language itself. It's a language. We witchcraft our lungs with the metal elements. Then we change the frequencies of the intestine. The large intestine, it's the same frequencies of the lungs. It is an opening that allows the metal element to be beneficial and good for the body. So when we are seeing that, when we are seeing this in Hebrew, the spiritual position that we are upon as human beings, we see that the rejection of Elohim, the rejection of God's spirit, is something that allows the modern man to become and not see. Right? You don't see what's happening, and you don't know. You can't really see what's going to happen. You don't know how you're gonna end this cycle. So when you open the decalcify your third eye, you can see what you're up against, and you can also alter the atmosphere, and because you're connected to Atman, right? The Atman is decalcified, and the way to do it is using nature. You can harness nature in order to get the miracle that is just life itself, and to go back to see colors as you used to see, so vivid. Not to become like gray life, like we can use duality to serve us. We can use duality to serve the non-dual, and we can just, non-judgmental, not to be judgmental for those who are not willing to transcend their consciousness. Just allowing ourselves to understand that there is a tool that we can use to open our third eye and to gain back the 4 cups, which is just the 4 sinuses. In order to get the 4 cups, we need to use water elements, and use the air, which is metal element. Metal, tal in Hebrew, it's dew. So in the dew, in the air, you can find elements of metal that are ionic. So we're gonna harness them to gain new kind of frick, to dissolve, when C, carbon. When we got carbon inside of us, we want to transcend not only our consciousness but also the matter that is inside of us, because it's called in Hebrew dira batachlonim. From Rabbi Nachman, it's called like when you take something that is beyond our reasoning and beyond our consciousness and get it to the body. You want to get it to the body. Your body wants to be like a Christ, right? You want to be a reason for procrastination. You want to be the reason that people are getting the pro-innate Christ. So we're gonna, in this video, I'm gonna try to explain in a way how to gain clarification and decalcification of your pineal gland using your breath and using sunlight, harnessing the natural lights of nature.
Rick, maybe if we go a little
faster? Good idea, Morty. It'll get us through these asteroids sooner.
Jeez, you're really this pissed about my mom making sure I'm okay with our adventures?
What's next, Morty? What if I want you to jump off the Empire State Building? I have to ask?
Yes?
And you seriously don't see how that's a slippery slope? Just shut up and help me with these, please?
Why are they called death crystals? Do they kill you?
You're thinking of bullets, Morty. Death crystals show you how you're gonna die.
Jesus Christ! I die a million times?
Your future stems from your present, which, if you're living right, keeps changing. The truth is, anyone that knows how they're definitely gonna die is either boring as hell or about to get shot down.
Who are those guys?
Crystal poachers. There's no lower form of life. They think the galaxy's their own personal piggy bank.
Wait, then what are we?
We're Rick and Morty. You're about to witness the only real use for these crystals. They show you when the other guy's reloading. Certain death, certain death, certain death, uncertain death. And certain death, certain death, certain death. Definitely gonna get shot by this guy. This is totally my fate. Nothing I could possibly do. Okay, now not so much. Help me gather these up.
You just use these to win fights?
I don't use them. People that spend their life avoiding death are already dead. They're also rich, and I like to spend my life with their money.
Oh my god.
Morty,
Jessica. Oh.
I love you. Morty, I love you.
Jessica. I want to die with Jessica.
What are you doing?
Oh, can I drive?
Why?
The feel of the open road?
All right. Who's this grandson? I like his style.
So the best way to get ready for doomsday is to understand that you gotta clean your pineal gland, okay? This pineal gland, the only way to clean your 4 cups, your 4 sinuses, is using your own urine, your yearning inside of your body. And the middle stream is the best according to the scriptures of Shiva and stuff like that. Also the Bible and Quran and New Testament. They're all talking about cleaning your liver and drinking your wine. And what we as humans need to understand, that the more that we attune to emotion, the more that we attune to cleanliness of the internal body. Because emotion is about cleaning. When you cry, your tears, and every tear is like a free blood drop. So you're actually cleaning your blood system, you're cleaning your spleen. And accordingly, your liver goes by, and your liver is what corresponds to create reality. Not according to your memory, and not according to the last reality that you saw, but according to the reality that you are seeing or envisioned in your mind. So this reality that we envision in our subconscious, we are not communicative as humans. We are communicating from a different level, coming from the pineal. It's above the sun, and there is nothing new under the sun, right? So there's got to be something above the sun, right? This triangle, 2 kidneys, 1 bladder, okay? This is the triangle. You can look at the belly bottom, and then you can take this triangle, which is the pineal and the 2 salivary glands, and you connect to an anahata. This is like 2 triangles. And that's the only way to understand that, like, to activate them, you need some understanding that the human consciousness is not occupying with deliberating these angelic triangles to the body. The human consciousness is more attuned to beta waves and to new experiences with humans. That's not what we are about. We are not about experiencing too many humans in our life. We are about experiencing one consciousness. And the more that we are attuning ourselves to alienated humans, they are alienated to themselves, so of course I will be alienated also. So you need to attune yourself to the highest frequencies creatures, and they are about water, liquid, breath. You take the gas and you actually heat the gas from inside of you, right? So the only way to do this is to be attuned to the highest frequencies of thought. Right? Thought is like an Egyptian god, but it's actually the power of the letter inside your body. That's how you spell with the letters, right? So if you take, instead of saying a loser, you go to the 7th chakra, 6th chakra, 5th chakra, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you change it from the loser, you change it to something else. You change this to a god, okay? Because this is another subconscious programming that no one does that, right? No one will do that. This is very calming. And like this is, right, this is El in English. El in Hebrew, it's a God, it's a living God. So Elohim Adirim, it's plural gods. There's no one God, there's the plural gods that are coming together and then make unity, and they're becoming a ball of fire that is never ending. And that is a star that we create humans as joining the one mind and the unity consciousness that is unattainable for those who are enjoying their human mind and the human music, let's say. There's human music, but there's so much other kind of realms of music that are internal. Organ. You just need to put air inside the vessel, and you get your vessel to be an airy vessel coming from your snake of Genesis. Getting a sinister gene for humans, because you can never go back. You can never be the same after you go into the practices of becoming a tube of consciousness. And I mean a hollow tube that is not occupied with creating more and more experiences that are coming from material grounds, but more experiences that are coming from the B-R-E-T-H, right? B-R-E-A-T-H. B-R-E-A-T-H. Brit in Hebrew, it's a pact. H is like, you can say, H is hydrogen. It's a ladder, right? H, 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 H. So hydrogen will lead us to the higher man, to men of Man min hashamayim, men from the sky. It's called in Hebrew. Man min hashamayim. Man from the sky. So min hashamayim, it's meiman, like hydrogen. Water from the sky, meiman. It's in the same in Hebrew. So again, this information, some people cannot get this information because they are filled with pair of sight. You know, they're occupied with their pair of sight and not going through this one. But no one to be judged when you're going through the process of, like, let's say, escalating, or you can say in a way transcending your consciousness, which is your body. You cannot judge other people for not doing that, and you cannot judge yourself for not doing that. Yeah? And by the way, when you don't judge yourself, your spine becomes erect, because then there's no question. You see the question mark, it's when your spine is not erect, and the exclamation mark is when you are feeling, okay, I'm one, and you're also one, and there's no difference. So we are not used to natural light. We always go indoors and then we open the lights, and now we are exposed to unnatural light, and now our melatonin in the body is not being harmoniously produced, and now after we are not exposed to the natural light of nature, now we are easier to subconsciously programmed. So when I go out and I breathe the air and I come back out, I let it stay inside, I actually, according to like Hebrew sages, I am enlightening my eyes. Okay, so the more you are giving light to your lungs, the more you give light to your eyes. So let's say I want to give light to my eyes. I breathe light inside and I let it in as much as I can, and what happens is like you crucify carbon dioxide to get stronger connection to nature, to the inevitable change that happens in nature, that inevitable change that happens to your avatar, to your body, that the transformation could be beneficial if we use light, if we know how to harness light inside the body. So light has nothing to do with your former memory, it has only thing to do with creation. So when we want to create, we don't rely on the former creation, we rely on new creation, new mindset, new consciousness. And the way to do it is to put light in your lungs. Like if you look at so when we crucify carbon dioxide inside the body, we're actually crucifying Jesus in a way. So we're putting carbon dioxide, which in Hebrew gematry it is Jesus, Yeshua. Pachman Duchamtzani is Yeshua. Tongue going up to the roof of the mouth, and that's how we create power in our jaw. So the way to create is through the breath. The B-R-E-A-T-H, Brit, hydrogen, is how we get like the locks, the light that we need inside the body to manifest a new kind of a wave sound. When we are creating new wave sound and harnessing the power of light for the fifth chakra, we are regenerating the way that the body creates iodine. So iodine could be changed in the body, and it could be harnessed for changing the atmosphere. So let's talk about the third eye. when we want to open this third eye, what we want to do is to utilize carbon dioxide inside the body, utilize plasma inside the body, and to understand how liquids work inside the body. If we understand how to transcend liquids inside the body, we can help our core inside of us. In Hebrew, core is like coldness. But in English, core is like our center. We see it, this is kind of a spell, because according to the sages, we are supposed to have, like, our blood is supposed to be hot, okay? We can always like manipulate our blood, but if we see that with hot water, we clean the machine much better. We clean the matrix much better when we are having hot blood, or whatever, hot consciousness, you may say. And this consciousness, it goes through frequencies, right? To create heat, you need some frequencies, right? Let's say you have gas, you want this gas to be more like expanded in the atmosphere, you need to heat this gas. And your chi, your body is working on chi, and chi is kind of like a gas, okay? Gas chish v'naufa. It's like in Hebrew, like, we're gonna fly with this gas. This is coming from Psalm, from King David. He's saying, this gas is gonna make you fly. And you know how is it gonna make you fly? Once you are heated more than your surrounding, you can expand not only your consciousness, but the way that you are working with gravity. So, let's say I'm going for a locked wave, sound wave inside the body. I'm doing or I can do na na na, right? Or I can do also like Allah, right? So when you see these three letters, what you see about those three is that is a locked wave, is a locked wave, is a locked wave, and they are chronologically set in every language. LMN, okay? LMN, 12, 13, 14. Also in Hebrew, 12, 13, 14. Okay? Lamed, Mem, Nun. Okay? Lamed is to learn something. Mem is like memory, or like mother, or like in Hebrew, M is mother. Okay? Mem in Hebrew, it's a locked letter. It's a closed letter. It also looks like a wave in English. Okay? So what I'm trying to say now, LMN. Okay? We're having something from the son of King of Kings. That's Solomon, right? He's the King of Kings of Kings. Melech Malchei Amlachim. So he's not a king. He's a King of Kings who are kings. You know, kings of kings of kings. And what I'm trying to say here is that he's saying a sentence that you can see as the final Om. You can see this necklace at 33. Usually it's 108 for names of Shiva, but this is 33. You count it 3 times to get 99 for Allah. Okay? So Allah has 99 names. They are most made of L and R. Like Akbar, right? Akbar. If you see these letters, if you combine them together, you create fountain of water. Okay? Don't take me as an example. These words are coming from the highest. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that when we want to transcend and to salvate this, because our being is eventually it's golden. If we want to save this golden consciousness, what we need to understand is to create salvation using our glands. Okay, salivary glands. Okay, we got this triangle. It's the pineal and the gland of salvation. Okay, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, is 386. What it means in Hebrew gematry, 386 is carbon dioxide. Pachman du-chamtsani. So when you are locking your waves, but it's stuck, it goes back down. You're actually locking carbon dioxide and you're utilizing carbon dioxide because your carbon dioxide is taking your thought pattern. Whatever you think about your carbon dioxide, when you are projecting your aura, using all your pores, right? It's apana, prana, pesushumna. Like this is like a mantra coming from Judaism. So you see everything is connected in a way. Also, like the New Testament has its codes, the Quran has its codes, the Bible has its codes. We go back to 386, we see, again, I'm gonna just, Pachman du-chamtsani, carbon dioxide, it's Jesus, okay? And it's also tongue. So if we see Kucheri Mudra, it's like when you put your tongue to the palate, right? Palate. So if you look at the palate in Hebrew, it is pellet. It's also koach, like power. Like when you say palate in Hebrew, it's chech. It's the same letters as koach, okay? And koach again, it's 28. Let's see this figure again. Its hands are down. This is supposed to be a bit frightening. Why is it? Because your hands are the source of your power inside the whole the body. So if you look at the hands here, they are down because I don't know, there's no use of this. When you're taking your hand down, you're actually telling your body that it is dead in a way. Your hands are supposed to be. If you look at Shiva, he has Om on his hand and also Om on his third eye. What this means is that if you look at it from a simplicity kind of thinking, if you look at authentic people, innocent, gullible, and like kind and happy people, they always like do like this, right? When they wave ecstatically. And this, if you look at the human body, when we wave our peripheral areas, this is very much like Qigong, okay? This could be like a morning exercise. When we do this in the body, we are giving the body innocent. We are giving the body understanding that you're also breathing from your hand. Okay? When you're waving with your hand, it's in a way you're also decalcifying your third eye. So becoming as gullible as you can, as innocent as you can, do this as much as you can. Just like let your hands be free from static movement. Let your hand be more like free to move. Freely and ecstatically in a way, just like like people in the East, how they wave each other. They wave each other ecstatically and happily.